Uh, yes, exactly. The first one, exactly, yes. The second one is at the, yeah, it's a different link. It's in one of the first, uh, I don't know, do you guys get a copy of the presentation at all with your packet, no?
Yes, yes, the slides will be available on astrocon.net as well as the video.
Oh, okay. So yeah, in case you're concerned about not catching the URL, you will be able to do so as soon as they upload this. So any other questions or comments about it?
On slide 23, you were saying no outgoing call
Yeah.
could be made. Well, why such a limitation? Because on production PRI, sometimes we're using inbound and outbound at the same time.
Yeah, but the limitation is on the tapping system. So you have this basically is a passive tapper. So you have, okay, your telco, fine, and you connect to a PBX. That PBX can be any. It can be an Avaya PBX, or it can be any. It can be an or asterisk box, free switch, whatever. And then you have a tier system that is passively monitoring that line, but it's only monitoring that line. The original circuit can place incoming and outgoing calls, no problem. The tier one that is doing the tapping is only getting incoming calls when any of the other two systems does a call, like incoming or outgoing. You're going to see it as an incoming in your tier system, as an incoming call, and you can start the recording there or whatever you want to do. But if you try to place an outgoing call, it's not going to work because all the transmission is disabled on purpose in those spans. Yes, absolutely. So the whole idea of sending the calls to asterisk is that you can then do whatever you want in asterisk. Like, for example, you can launch an AGI script, and if you want just to record calls that come from certain numbers, you just put those numbers in a database. Then in your AGI script, you match based on the destiny number, on the caller ID, and you search in the database. If it's not there, you just hang up the call. As I say, that hang up is just local to the tapping box. The call really just continues in the real link, and you just don't do any recording on that call.
What about within the call? Suppose a customer calls and you just say his credit card number, and at that point you want to stop because you don't want that to record it.
You will have to do that through DTMF or something. So the agent, for example, press, or the customer press the number, and that way you can capture the number in asterisk in the tapping box, because the DTMF is also passed through to the tapping box, and then stop the recording and maybe delete if you already had started recording, maybe delete the recording or whatever you want to do. But it will have to be through DTMF. You need to somehow notify the tapping box that it shouldn't do the recording. The first way that it occurs to me is through DTMF.
If you had the third port PRI scan, could that one be a regular port?
Yeah, it could be. There is no reason why you cannot have both tapping spans and non-tapping spans.
Actually, you said the lead PRI needs the patch one. So
Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't interfere, because what we did in libPRI is we added a new API that determines how the PRI link will behave. So if you don't say this PRI link is passive, it's just going to work like a regular PRI. The only limitation on that, though, is that the libPRI version that is in that SVM branch is 1.4, and maybe doesn't have other features that you may need to your other PRI link. Like I've seen that the DJUN has been doing quite a lot of work on PRI, so maybe there are features there that are not in my branch of PRI. And if you need them, I guess you're out of luck unless you do some hacking to rename the library with another name, and rename also the channel driver. But it's kind of messy. So I really wouldn't probably recommend doing that, because if you're doing tapping, pretty much you should kind of use that box only for tapping, right? You can do it, but if I were you, I wouldn't. Any other questions?
Similar to like he asked about stopping it, is that same, will that same concept work for starting it? So I'll call it not and push the button.
Exactly. So you can receive the call and maybe send it just to like an IVR like. I think their application name is background or something. So you can just wait for DTMF, and if the DTMF sequence you're expecting comes in, then you start the recording. If it doesn't come in, then you hang up the call or just wait for the rest of the duration of the call to see if at some point that DTMF comes in, then you start the recording.
Now, this may not be the right place, but is there a way to insert the DTMF in through the AMI so that you can have an application, some other application fire that off?
Oh, to read the DTMF from AMI?
Yeah,
Is that what you said? Yeah.
have to hear the
Yeah, there is an event, an AMI event for DTMF. Is that what you're asking? Sorry. And so yes, there is an AMI DTMF event. So you just have to wait for it and match it based on the channel or whatever variables you want to match. And yes, you can do that.
Yeah, I've looked for that, but I just haven't seen it. I'll look harder.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much for coming.